it is getting so emotional. Someone answered us, and they want our game development workshop for children, video game development. So it's computer game development with Game Maker Studio. So I have done this 3 times. 3 times, 2 hours. I did it in one school, and children were super happy that they were super excited. They wanted this experience, and they very quickly. I helped them to write like 4 lines of code and 4 directions: up, down, left, right. The character moves, right? And with that, they built like tens of games and played them and developed them. They drew new graphics, new characters, new objects like walls and enemies and two-player games and stuff. So I did it this 3 times, 2 hours, and this is all the experience I have with this. And they were super excited and super happy. But at that point, I couldn't get this contract with that school for some reason. The management said they don't want it. I was giving it in a small school that was part of a big school. So the small school said, yes, we want it. Come, give it. And but the headmasters and the directors of the big school said, no, we don't want it. So it didn't happen. So it's not a year, but not year has passed, but more than half years have passed only. I thought it's more than a year ago or something. I don't remember though. No, it was it was half year ago. No, anyway. So now we have new client, and it's not a school; it's a youth center, but it's so it's more relevant maybe because our focus as a business, even though it's education part, the focus is very much on entertainment. So children want to have fun. They want to have fun by quickly creating their own computer game. This is where the fun and working with children is. Was the excitement, like this happiness, this it's super fun to create your own game by your own creativity fast and play it, especially if you have never done it. Like I have done it like hundreds of times, so for me it's I can teach it, but it's not like I'm not super excited every time I create a new computer game. But so for me, it's inspiring to see very enthusiastic young children doing this game development, and I get a lot of ideas from there, like what is wanted, what people want, what they don't want, like what works, what doesn't. So these emotions are so huge and it has grown quite big. So it will start next school year in September. There is a big client there, someone who actually wants it. I would say there's very high chance that we get it running. Uh, so, so it's very much wanted. And the emotion is so big, and I ordered these computers, like 6 computers, laptops. They will arrive next week. I hope someone is here to receive these computers. I don't know how is that possible because there's many things at once and next week. So I hope someone will receive these computers. So to this, imagine there's like this 6 computers, 6 children, and each one of them is creating this their first very own computer game fast. So there's a lot of chatter, there's a lot of excitement, there's a lot of fun, a lot of joy, a lot of inspiration, and this is this type of, and it's also it's not just entertainment, it's also education. It's the very basics and beginnings of programming. There are people, especially older teachers, who say if you want to teach programming, don't start with game programming. But I only do game programming. I don't do normal software programming. So I only do game programming and I only teach game programming. So it is only game programming. Yes, game maker can be used to create software, like, but it's not the purpose of that specific studio software. Its purpose is to create games. So it is very much limited if you want to create software. And children are mostly interested in games. They aren't that much interested in creating a program, right? Like, what's a program anyway? I know what computer game is. My friend has it. I have it. I play them. But what is software? It's 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 maybe more for more older kids or someone who is more willing to proceed in the direction of programming. Because I have worked with very small children, like 7 years old and even younger, and for them it's not possible to program the code themselves. This is what they tested, it worked very well. I programmed the code and they have the ideas. They draw the character, they play around with the character, they move with the character on the screen, and they say what's in the game, and they draw what's in the game, and the few lines of code of program they ask from me. So how do I get that it doesn't go through the walls, the character? Oh, here's how. I give it in like 10 seconds. So how do I make it as like that there is two characters? I give it in 30 seconds. So it's not like it's the whole idea of this workshop is that the kid can create his or her own computer game fast, their first computer game. The idea is not so much about that they should go in the direction of software programming. So it's giving this joy of being able to create your own computer game is the whole purpose. And the game maker offers that. And if you're like 12 years old or older, uh, maybe even 10, I think if you find the program somehow, you can, if you know some English, you can learn how to use the program and use it yourself with the manual, with help online. You don't need a teacher, right? But with my company, I have developed this service that uses some features of Game Maker Studio so fast that the teacher is able to reach many children really fast, which creates a lot of fun. Like they don't have to know the coding. They need to have the idea, and they always have the idea what they wish to see in the game. They always have that idea. So I'm there, and within 1 minute for each children or less, I can provide that. So, so this is how it works, and it all starts the first class. It starts with something very simple. It says everybody creates this character that moves in 4 directions. So the old times, it would be called like a boring maze game. That's way too easy. But keep in mind, we are dealing with very small children, and not always, but mostly. And for them, very small children or those who try the making their own game for the first time, it's the same, right? So for them, it's uh, it's a lot of fun, it's a lot of excitement. They are very inspired to do that. So they don't need more complex software at the beginning. Yes, there's thousands of offers. If you want more complex game engines for programming in real programming languages, Google, you have immediately like 1,000 different results and courses who give you that education and knowledge. If you want to work for a software company or whatever, there's millions of courses. Game programming is just a small part of it. So there is this knowledge everywhere. or for, about any programming language. This is pretty much what the internet does. It gives you that. As far as I know, it doesn't give you anything else much. it's it's all it is about. The Google, for example, it teaches how to code in different programming language. As as far as I have researched, it wants to people into these companies to work there because they lack employees or something. But uh, but the kids are so much excited about this thing that they can create their own new computer game in 1 minute, right? And play it. It's, as I said, it's for small children or for those who have not done it themselves. If you are experienced, like you have learned Game Music Maker Studio, for example, yourself, you know how to code, you are 15 or 16 years old, it's possible. So you can then ask like how did this game developer solve that problem? Like I'm there for that also because I have sold commercial copies. Or they could ask like how do you create a game development company and run it? I have done it. I'm doing it. So it's like there is advanced concepts for already experienced game programmers. But we are dealing with the first time enthusiasts usually. I think so. Well, there will be more and more complex topics other than the four direction maze game than the first lesson offer, but we're not there yet. The whole year program, there is different concepts also about more advanced games, but it never really goes to this like text only terminal code. Like it's Game Maker Studio. Game Maker is it's has a lot of features that people don't know. If you're a company owner and runner, it has very useful things like planning, like visual planning, like running this plan, like planning projects. It has all those in visual way. So it's very useful if you want to run something like a project or a business event. Like for running the whole business, I don't use Game Maker. I could even, but I use something a little bit more bigger. But it has this visual planning. So let's say you don't know what your game is. It offers the overall whole idea and plan, like what it will be. The other code-based engines are more like tools, like this is where you do it. But the Game Maker offers, you don't know what you wish to create. Here's for some examples. Here's a plan how you usually make a game. So it's very beginner friendly, and it's free. If you wish to compile or compile for different engines, you have to buy the license for 100 euros. But this is if you want to really become a game development business runner, like which could be for teenagers or something, but that requires more enthusiasm than just having this big joyful emotion of creating your first game. Yeah, but I hope to have good connection with kids, and I hope to really offer and provide something. And these emotions are like so big. I can't do my other work anymore because of this getting these clients or something. Because I used to do these small tiny games that are very extremely strong and powerful that take me through the 3 years or something. But now I have to put that aside a little bit and focus on this education and talking to people and educating and this type of fun atmosphere. So I can't do my other work even. So these emotions are so big.